I know, right?
All right. I'm told the audio is up, so. Okay.
Testing.
Yep, we're good.
All right.
We are okay to call the meeting to order.
Mike.
Whoa, Mike.
Oh, my goodness.
That's painful.
Maybe.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order for the budget hearing, the Shaler Park and Recreation District. Could we all please stand? If I may, the pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is it not to drive a man crazy? I can't hear.
Hopefully all the people in TV land can't hear that.
Testing. Richard, can you hear us?
Pledge allegiance during war.
Oh, that's his mic.
Oh.
Not a drumbeat over the audio over
You
here.
have other things to do, right?
Oh.
It's now stopped. It sounds like static at like a 10 out of 10 decibel level.
Okay.
So does the audio appear to be up on your side at the moment? The audio's up.
Can Nick hear us?
He's
So we were hang
texting.
tight, Wolf.
I see the dots. Oh, every time that's Nick. So when he's turning his mic on, that's creating that sound.
Maybe he can just
They
text us
believe-
his answers.
They believe that it might
Wow.
be Nick turning on his, when he's turning his mic on Zoom. So it's creating, okay. For now, he's going to, he's appears to be indicating he will text his things into the chat and responses.
Yeah, the chat on the
Perfect.
thing.
But, so we'll triage that way for now, but if we need to do something, we can also check in with you. So, thank you.
Hey, Kat, can you do roll call, please?
Jason Fields,
Here.
Jim McMaster,
Here.
Brendan Slider,
Here.
Matt Smith,
Here.
Nick Conan.
Take his word for it.
Okay.
I think that's him.
For the record, Nick Conan indicated that he is present.
Whew.
Got it. Okay, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
As stated.
Second.
Okay, can we have a voice vote on that again, please?
Jason Fields moved. Who seconded, please?
Me.
And me is,
Matt.
thank you, Matt Smith. Nick Conan. Richard, can you help convey a vote from Director Conan?
That's weird.
He messaged me, yes, but I don't know if that
Yeah.
counts if it's not in there.
For Richard, if you have an opportunity, if we can escalate Nick Conan to being a panelist, he should be in Zoom. And Nick Conan has also indicated on me via text that he's present. And so he texted to you that he's also voting affirmative.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that for the record.
Okay, so,
Thank you. Jim McMaster,
yes?
Brandon Slider,
Yes.
and Matt Smith.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay. And now I need to make a motion to approve of the April 7th, 2026 Budget Committee meeting minutes.
I'll move to approve as stated.
I second.
Moved by Brandon Slider, seconded Matt Smith. Jason Fields,
Aye.
Nick Conan. Come back to Director Conan, Jim McMaster,
Aye.
Brandon Slider,
Aye.
Matt Smith.
Aye.
Okay, do we have a vote from Director Conan?
Should be going into the chat, he said on the end. I'm not sure if we have access to that.
Let me see if
Richard, could you please put the chat window open on the screen for us so that we can see Director Conan's communications?
And I'm going to log into Zoom as well and see if I can see it through mine.
He did text yes, but
Okay.
obviously it's more official if it's in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a heads up when you want to move on.
Okay, give us just a moment. Why don't we go ahead, since we accepted that previously for both the roll call and for the motion, why don't we go ahead and take that as an aye, and we'll move forward?
Okay, and next we have public participation. And we have one person here. If you could go to the podium under public participation, we would appreciate it. Okay, thank you. And Julie, could you make sure the little light's on there? So, thank you.
Hello again. I'm Bob Travers. I'm part of the Clubhouse CAC committee, and we have a presentation to the budget committee, or process of whatever we're going through here. And this was provided to from the entire committee. All right. Dear CPRD board members, on behalf of the Golf Club Clubhouse Citizens Advisory Committee, CAC, we are writing to share our recommendations regarding the upcoming capital budget planning process. First, we strongly encourage the board to reinstate this project within the 5-year capital budget projections. We believe its inclusion is essential to maintaining long-term planning consistency and ensuring that capital community priorities remain visible and accountable. Second, we recommend that the board take steps to allow progress to continue within the next fiscal year by allocating and allowing available contingency funds. Doing so would enable staff to move forward within key steps without unnecessary delay, preserving momentum and avoiding potential cost increase associated with postponement. Third, we recommend the money collected in the golf course improvement account be tracked and reported on a regular basis. This fund should be set aside from other income and allocated by CPRD staff and board as we make decisions on funding projects for the clubhouse replacement and development of the third nine. Finally, we want to emphasize the significant benefits this project offers to the community beyond its immediate objective. It's representative, and it represents an investment in the well-being, accountability, or accessibility, and overall quality of life for residents. Advancing this effort demonstrates a clear commitment to serving current and future community needs. We appreciate your consideration of these recommendations and welcome the opportunity to discuss them further or provide additional input as needed. Respectfully, the committee.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
And I would expect this is what we have under correspondence then also?
This is correct. This is the addendum that was released 2 days ago.
So, Mr. Superintendent, what is your pleasure?
So, my recommendation is the same. So the recommendation from staff, and that was what I more or less wrote into this board letter. One of the things I would note is that the request to have regular reporting of this, staff has no problem with. But that's not related to the budget itself and adopting the budget. So we're going to start doing that. I think one of the reasons it probably hadn't happened previously is we haven't spent anything from it until we started the feasibility study. But one of the things, looking back at it, was good to see was that it is raising just under $100,000 a year over the 3-year period. So we didn't have much of a planning horizon to look at on about what it was doing. So now we can see that's about the rate that we're accruing into that kind of allocation of funds.
And that's just with a $5 added fee? Is that what that is?
That's right.
That's
That's
pretty
right.
amazing.
And so the way that we would look at that would be through the revenues and then separately through the expenditures. The expenditures to date are coming out of Department 470, which is capital projects. And then it could be in the future that there are some expenditures from either 459 or 458, probably more likely 459, which would be golf programs and golf maintenance. So that's how we would expect those expenditures to go. You can see some of those at this time through the project management reports, but it's in there with everything else, so it can be hard to break out some of those items. If the board chooses to move forward with making a change to this fiscal year, as I pointed out in the board letter, it would be recommended that it be transferred directly out of contingency. If you choose to do it somewhere, I would suggest doing it there. Staff still doesn't think that that is necessary, but to the golf course clubhouse advisory committee's credit, if you did that, it would reduce one barrier that we don't have to then go to the board, move the money out of contingency, and then do something with it. So it does free that up for us to be more responsive, but that would be somewhat inconsistent with the methodology we used to set the contingency level, which was 3 months of operating cost. But that's okay. The out years, it doesn't affect this year's budget, but we would have to update it so that that gets reflected in the budget, but it doesn't affect the numbers. So that request that it be added back into the 5-year capital outlay projection does not affect the numbers for this coming year's fiscal budget that you're looking at. But it's inconsistent with the methodology that we used to do this. So we didn't go through, not all of the strategic planning priorities that you all have adopted are shown in that 5-year capital projection set. Only the things shown in there are the things for which we have financing identified. And so that would be the reason that I removed that from that this year. To the best of my knowledge, it goes back to approximately fiscal year 2017 was when the third nine and clubhouse were removed. I suspect that had to do with, that was about the same year that we did the SDC methodology report, and those are still in there too. So for the past several years, you've had the clubhouse and the third nine in 3 key documents. You've had it in the annual budgets, you've had it in the SDC methodology report, and you've had it in the strategic planning priorities. So removing it from the budget, in my opinion, does not remove it from our other priorities that we have identified. But if the board thinks that it is important and you would like to put it there, it will not do any particular harm to add it as long as you don't try and add it into this year's budget.
Comments?
One comment. So one thing I did like about the previous budget was seeing the capital improvement replacement requests for like the next 5 years. So when that changed this year, I was a little thrown off too, so I can relate. That being said, choosing one and throwing it back in, like you said, it kind of doesn't match the method that was used. So I'm not sure if that means that there's other things we need to look at, or how do you pick and choose what goes in there and what doesn't? If it's going to change the methodology, that's my only concern. But it also seems like it's just kind of words on paper. So
We do, the budget for
the
this year,
movie
just to
of that.
clarify, we still have the year by year, kind of year 1, year 2, year 3. It's formatted a little bit differently than it was in prior years,
Right.
but should be relatively the same. But as I mentioned, we didn't want to put this one in there because we don't have the financing for it identified at this time.
Okay, so if we don't change anything, we approve the budget as is. The funding that they're talking about, the 170,000, is still available to them if we need it.
That's right.
And so, but we would just have to call we have to do a supplemental budget with that, or just?
We would not. That could be done through a resolution, and it would just be moving funds out of contingency into some department and
So
some
I
line
think it's
item.
kind of mute in a way, because we are saying, yeah, we're gonna support it. What I am concerned about is that when we mentioned, and when they started taking that $5 fee, that we make sure that we use it and continue to use it for what it was purposely put there for, and that was for research and possible hiring consultants to keep working on that golf course clubhouse. But if it's not gonna affect the budget, and you as a superintendent feel okay with it, and we can continue, I don't see why we need to do that. To give you an example, you could do several things. Let's take, the bypass trail, let's say. That's gonna be, let's say, $11 million. We didn't put that in there, but we still hope to do it one day. It'd be the same type of thing, and as Brandon mentioned, there's other things in there that were, costed out over a certain amount of years. And from my experience with that in the past, is that a lot of times it was either done sooner or it went away. So I agree that we just leave it as it is, with them understanding that the money is there if we need it for something concerning that golf course clubhouse, as you would like to have happen. Is there most?
Well, until we figure out how much it's gonna cost for what we're gonna do, until we have a plan, until we figure out what our funding is, I agree. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference whether it's in there or not. I know that this is something that we wanna continue working on. But I don't know that, I know that if it is not in the budget, it doesn't make any difference. This is a strategic goal that we have. We want to make sure that we do this. And we're gonna continue working on getting the information and the pricing and all of that in order to make this happen. We know it's not gonna happen in this next fiscal year. So, I don't know that it makes a difference whether it's in there or not.
I'll add, I think the biggest concern I have is twofold, not knowing the cost yet. And then obviously that's tied to the funding, revenue bond or whatnot. But second is the actual project that we're going to pursue. Are we going to be pursuing a third 9? Sounds like based on the feasibility study that the third 9 isn't something that would make sense to necessarily couple with this. And so it's hard to see putting something in there for any reason other than symbolism if we don't have that information. So I'd say I totally agree with the sentiment of what's being requested, but I don't think it makes sense given the unanswered and unknown questions.
You'd like to say something to her?
Yeah, I'm okay with it if the board is.
Yeah.
But you gotta go
That's
up
fine.
there.
Yeah, Mike.
Just a question. So how do you feel about out of sight, out of mind? When it's not on the list as it used to be for the last 5 years or whatever, it goes away, it disappears in the mind. So when you guys disappear, somebody else is gonna come up, and if that name, or if that clubhouse is not on the contingency column, then it'll be disappearing. And that's our biggest concern. What do you think about that?
Well, I appreciate that, Bob. I will tell you that one of the things that we're also working on is we're working on bike trails. That's not on here. Another thing that we're working on is we're working on potential ball fields. That's not on here. But these are things that we're looking at. This is something that we're going to do. And I do appreciate what you're looking for. You want to see it because you want to make sure that it's on the back of our mind. It is. I get your point. I don't think it will make a bit of difference whether it's on here or not. It is something that we are going to be continually working on. It's not going to go away because we are going to be working on pricing and what have you. So, and we love the fact that you are here making sure that it is on our mind.
Any other comments from the board? Okay, then with that, I'd like to move to close the budget hearing and adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
I
Okay, we're adjourned.